Green. Tebow. He's running all the way back to the left to the 5-yard line. Stretches it out. That's Anthony D. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play.
Anthony D goes the distance. D stands for distance. Here come the Clippers. On the low block, kick out downtown. Yahtzee. By Landry, 0-0, 0-on-0. Caruso from downtown knocks down a triple.
Two-two pitch. Base hit left field. Austin Suchecki gets it done.
In front of the goal mouth, they jump for it. The header finds the back of the net. Hadley Commode with a spectacular play.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the Water Furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
See ya. All right, yeah. Killing it at UVA now. And welcome, everybody, to the home of the Astros, Pinkerton Academy, Derry, New Hampshire, on this beautiful spring day in mid-April. The sun is shining, a little bit mottled by some cloud cover that just came in. This is the Highlight Guys production of NHIAA Division I Girls Lacrosse today. I'm Rich McDonough, happy to be with you for the third time this week. My man Steve Cody is the highlight guy, and he takes care of all the production, spinning the dials, filming this good action. We have a monster game for you early in the season. It's our first week of girls and boys lacrosse at all levels, and the D1 defending champs come here to Pinkerton, and that's Portsmouth, folks. Portsmouth Clippers are fantastic. They were the champs last year. They beat Hollis Brookline this week in their opener. Then they beat Winnicott 17-6, so they had lopsided victories in their openers against D2 schools. Here we got the real deal. It's a couple of D1 juggernauts ready to tee it up. They know each other well. For their part, Pinkerton has opened the season 1-0, and they're number 4 in the New Hampshire High School sports poll. I'm part of that poll. They open with a 17-4 win at Salem to get things going. For their coach, Katie Blair, in her 4th season, assisted by Bailey Freeman and Rich Lazauskas. We got to talk to Rich Lazauskas last night. Excellent guy. The staff does a great job. Portsmouth, coached by the great JoJo Curro. She's in her 5th year proper, 4th year if you count COVID, and should be a wonderful game here today. Portsmouth beat Pinkerton 11-9 a year ago plus a week, last April 8th, I believe it was. Close game, and like I said, these players know each other well. Portsmouth has a very widespread, talented offense. They have 4 D1 commits, and they have an outstanding goalkeeper. Their goalkeepers are great at both ends of the field, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But they got scorers like Runke, the Lawton sisters, Bouvier, who's a great passer but also can put it down. And Ginger Vinciguerra is at the draw circle, and she is awesome. She is headed to Pitt for good reason. She's long, she's lean, she can run, and she gets a lot of self-draw winners, and that is huge if you are a team. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 100% of lacrosse. Countering them, Pinkerton. They know them well, and they do the same things very well. Hannah Lazaskis, we just mentioned her father, who's the assistant coach here. She is a fantastic player all around. She's an All-American and All-New Hampshire first team last year. And we'll talk more about her career stats, but she is a juggernaut. But at the draw circle, which we just mentioned with Ginger Vinciguerra for the Clippers, Anna Perkin gets it done. She is awesome. She was a 2024 All-New Hampshire D1 player, and she has had 104 last year, 104 draw control wins on her own. None of this 50-50 ball. Getting 104 draw controls at any level is just flat out getting it done. Should be an awesome, awesome game. For whatever reason, they dispensed with the national anthem today. I guess it was played elsewhere on campus, so I guess that's the blanket anthem for all of us. And again, it's Rich McDonough with the highlight guy. Again, we have this excellent game teed up. The 2-0 defending champs are visiting home of the Astros here at Pinkerton Academy. Beautiful New Hampshire spring day. Let's get busy. I'll get to some keys as we get playing, but right out of the gate, keys for both teams. They both have team speed and athletes. We'll see how they get up and down the field, get back into their defensive sets, and should be fun to watch. Both coaches are fantastic, and they're going to leave it all on the field here. All right, Vinciguerra goes up against the aforementioned Anna Perkins, and it's a 50-50 ball, just what Pinkerton hoped. They don't want to see that individual draw control win, but we do have a good draw control win. Perkins is able to pick that one off the carpet and get the ball moving. Gets it over to, Summers, who got it checked away from her, lost the ball, and her counterpart wearing 13 Stallkamp comes down the field for the Clippers, looking to set up shop. Highlight guy, we had we covered the Portsmouth Hollis Brookline game to open up on Monday, and yeah, it was a lopsided win against a D2 school. Those two schools know each other well from their D2 days. A few years ago, Portsmouth elevated to D1, and they have made the most of it. Winning the title last year, were there the year before. And JoJo Curro is an excellent coach. All right, we're into our first settled offensive set. It's 7-on-7 in the field, minus the goalie in women's lacrosse, girls lacrosse. Unlike women's lacrosse, at the high school level, there is no shot clock. You've probably watched some college women's lacrosse. I've broadcast a lot of that sport and men's as well. 90-second shot clock in women's, 80-second shot clock in men's. Not so at the high school level, at least not yet. All right, going down to the other side after the turnover. Going down are the Astros looking to set things up, missing the pass long and having to play it on the sidelines. Oh, and the errant ball almost went to Perkins, and she had a yawning goal staring at her right there. She'll be thinking about that tonight. Oh, coming out of the goal, trying to make hay, and great catch in traffic. We talked about her in the early part of the game. That is Delaney Summers. Yeah, all New Hampshire first teamer, you expect it, but that was a leaping grab in traffic. 10:16 on the clock in the first, and the hometown Astros get up 1-0. At, I did say 10:16, just making sure. There's a lot of glare on the scoreboard right now, but that's what you want if you're the Astros. You want to start out and hold serve on your home court, as it were. Interestingly enough, Hollis Brookline went up 1-0. 1-0 early in the game at Portsmouth on Monday, and then it was all Portsmouth after that. At one point, I think it was 11-1, and everything was in the rearview mirror at that point. But we'll see. This is a D1 powerful team here in Pinkerton, and they'll give them a different game here. All right, back to the draw circle we go. And Anna Perkins got the assist on that one. Really nicely played off that turnover from Portsmouth. And that's what you got to do. You got to take care of your opportunities. 50-50 ball again ensues, and coming out with it hot right there is Reagan Lawton, the talented sophomore out of at Midian. She splits time with Midian attack. You'll see her at the midfield most of all. I saw the Lawton sisters Monday on our production, and they can play and clearly have played a lot of lax in the backyard here. Everybody up way high under the restraining line, 9:50 on the clock, 1 zip on the scoreboard in favor of the Astros. Pass to the middle up to the top of the island there, unable to handle it in traffic was Portsmouth. And then we got a little bit of interference inside, and back we go. Unforced turnover right there. And here comes Pinkerton looking to create. Suki Folsom gets down, gets it into traffic, drifts down below GLE. We try to tell everybody GLE means goal line extended, and that is the line that goes across the 6-foot-by-6 cage, the goal, if you will, and it's extended out to the sideline. So we call it GLE. Players will call that out. You're at GLE, GLE is coming, and then you know how to orient yourself on the field, because frequently you're playing with your back to the goal, your back to the lines, and the like. So it's helpful to know these spots in the field. We'll give you more about the field layout if you're new to it as we go along. All right, Pinkerton surrounded hard right there. Good hard work by Lawton. A little bit of check, I think, to the sphere right there, and we're going to get our first free possession. This one will be out. It's the 12-meter. They call that the 12-meter fan. Both are kind of arc-shaped. Inside, you'll see the other red line. That is an 8-meter arc, they call it, and that's where we take free possession shots if you're playing the women's or girls game. Boy, hard hit in tight right there. And Portsmouth, Maddie Houghton, who's a real good player, all first-teamer herself last season. She's an Oregon commit, and you can see why she's going D1. Physical, fast, but that one was just too physical. Pushing the back with possession, and we're going free possession here. Again, it's 8 meters out from the cage. Those hash marks where the players stand are about 5 yards apart. All right, this time we elect to go behind. You're looking for the invert, really, and a big sweeping shot in traffic. Can't see through the ponytail, which is common these days. I believe that might have been Mara shooting and missing, but it stays with the Astros. They back up the shot and maintain possession. Real packed in tight inside, and the goalie, consequently, that's Sage Boussiere. Very talented. She is headed D1 herself. We saw her make her 200th save on Monday. That is impressive. I don't care who you are. Making 200 saves is big time, and we saw her. Very good technical goaltender, and she is working on her clear skills as well, trying to become the complete goaltender. I'm an old goalie myself, so I admire what I see in the pipes. All right, stays with the Astros. 7:10 on the clock. Astros nursing a 1-goal lead and certainly taking their time with it. Want to get it right against this powerful Portsmouth team. Boy, handling in traffic, whirling dervish right there with the Astros. Looked like that was, that was Suki Folsom right there. I would tell you the numbers are small on these jerseys, and we're a mile away. Oh, going mid-body release off the hip was Folsom. That had some zing on it, but it goes a little bit high and wide. Sounds like a Jerry Garcia song, but it goes back to Portsmouth. The rule is you're closest to the ball when it goes over the end line. The moment it goes over the end line, diving doesn't help unless you can sell it to the ref somehow, but it doesn't work. All right, carrying away Speedy is the other part of the Lawton duo. Number 1, that's Emery Lawton. She had 2 goals the other night against Winnicott. So they have 6-7 scorers who can put the ball in the bucket on this talented Portsmouth squad. You see they're way high right now looking for a pass underneath from Bouvier, who is a great passer. We watched her the other day, and her accuracy on the feed is impressive. So you watched number 14. Nice pinpoint pass right there and a good handle in traffic. Drew the free possession, first one of the day, and it's Ginger Vinciguerra, the All-Stater, All-American quality player. Oh, head fake and a jab. She carries it outside, gets it to the 12-meter line. Carrying through traffic is Morgan Runke. She is bound for Loyola. Number 17, you watch her, very talented. Good cutters right now. Reagan Lawton was just begging, feed me the ball, please, and couldn't get it done, but we have another whistle. 5:17, running clock when these things happen. And we got another free possession. Pretty good first step. Misses the goal. And a good backup right there by Portsmouth. Again, the moment the ball goes out of bounds, the closest player to the ball gets it. Diving does not help. Like I just said, you got to reestablish contact. So it's not where you were, it's where you are. All right, getting it around the perimeter, spinning it just a bit, looking to set up shot. Vince Aguirre with her eyes always up. Oh, that's a great catch and a good turn right there. Unable to put it down was Lily Patterson, but excellent idea, nice feed. 6 inches lower, and that one's, I think, back of the twine, folks. Here's Vince Aguirre lining up with that left, and she hammers it. And I think we got a shooting space call, and I think Vince Aguirre is going to get it from the second hash to our camera's right. And Vince Aguirre has an awesome first step, and she's a long gliding type of runner here. All right, lining up Sarah DiClemente. Fantastic goalkeeper, unable to set that one up. And Vince Aguirre gets her first of the day, probably not the last. And that comes at 4:05 remaining in our first quarter. Free possession for a goal for Vince Aguirre. Hey, you want to stay up to date with all the highlight guys on upcoming live streams? So subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on games that you want to see. Just go to YouTube and search the highlight guy. Hit subscribe. That helps us do better and more work, and we sure thank you in advance. And back to the draw circle we go. Same two partners in crime, Anna Perkins and Vince Aguirre. Worth noting that Anna Perkins, this is goalie to goalie. Her brother is the sophomore goaltender starter for the Pinkerton Astros, and I saw him playing last year. My son was a goalie at Bishop Girton, and I just saw talent, talent, talent. So whatever they're feeding them at the Perkins household, keep it going. Their parents are up here in the booth, so I got a laugh out of that one. Maybe they'll advertise with the highlight guy. All right, Vince Aguirre wins that one. Back on offense we go. We tick under the 4-minute mark. Again, Rich McDonough here with Steve Cody, the highlight guy. We're just so happy to bring you New Hampshire sports, certainly lacrosse, which has been in my DNA for, well, I can't tell you, longer than I care to admit. Actually, you know what? 45 years. Let's just go with it. Picked up a stick when I was a kid. Oh, big turn, big catch. And that sails high off the stick of Runke. Again, she's Loyola bound. Her sister Avery is a sophomore right there. And they'll be reunited in Baltimore. Maryland's where I grew up. That's old stomping grounds for me. And I hope they do real well for Loyola. They're going to be great. All right, we got another free possession at 3:20 here. Looks like it's in the stick of Lily Patterson, far side. Again, microscopic numero. Oh, she drops it out of the gate, does Patterson, and it trickles into the crease. That is the circle that you see around the goal there, folks. So you got the goal, you got the crease. The next red line there is the 8-meter arc, and then you got the 12-meter fan. And the 8-meter arc and the 12-meter fan make up what we call the critical scoring area. Okay, Runke gets the loose ball, takes it upfield. Well, quick walk of the dog right there. Nice. That's when you put the stick straight out in front of you so you can't be checked. And it looks like you're holding a leash, so we call it walking the dog. All right, they're going to spin it around the outside of the perimeter and take a little bit of time here. We're 1-1 after Pinkerton got up early, real early. And while we got a turnover here, just mention Earth Tech Systems, which is a local premier green heating and cooling company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install, no repair is too challenging. All right, carrying it inside is Emery Lawton off the turnover on the ride. Oh, and Lawton with a big bounce shot. And at 2:01, Lawton puts the Clips up 2-1. That was a good take off the sidelines restart. Portsmouth's able to carry their riders, their defenders deep and then throw back against the grain. That's classic lacrosse when you got an opening and maybe a half step as you carry toward the offensive area and the critical scoring area. Nice job by Portsmouth. They're very good in transition with all their talented athletes. All right, back to the draw circle we go. So far, it's been an even battle, and these are two of the best in the state. at the circle, and I think we're just going to see that all day long. And this is the matchup, and the goaltending matchups are what you really want to keep your eye on. Obviously, you got athletic players on both sides of the ball. Transition is big. Getting back on defense is huge. And then having clean possession, stay out of the box, that sort of thing. So far, no penalties, but plenty of free possessions. Yeah, ref sorting that one out. Get it back. You got to start from where they say on the slow restart. Everybody wants to creep up in traffic, but having none of it. Kenny over there, official, I've known him for 10 years. Still getting it done out there, Big Ken. All right, Astros with a nice settled possession here so far. 1:28 on the clock. Getting it down below GLE. Some tough defense here, and we're going to have a free Poe at the farthest hash on that 8-meter arc. We'll see what they do. Will Portsmouth pass? Do we have a good first step? Because you got two crashing defenses from the top side, including Reagan Lawton, who's so speedy. And they choose it up, and they check it away. Carrying it away with some speed is Emery Lawton. We got the Lawton to Lawton connection going early and often so far. She backs it out, seeing 4 back deep for Pinkerton. Better we have it than they have it. Pull it out, hit the reset switch, get into your settled offense as we're at 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Vince Aguirre takes a look and gets a hard check right up into kind of the sphere. That's the area around the head, and you don't want to check up to the head. You don't want to do that in men's or boys lacrosse either, but they're wearing helmets, particularly the women and girls. Got to stay, let's say, just a couple inches away from that sphere. And this one will be backed out to the 12-meter fan. Vince Aguirre not going to try it from there. She draws 3 and wheels it around. That's a nice way to open up the backside right there. Good recovery defense right there by Pinkerton. Oh, and a big check from behind as Vince Aguirre has that left and buries it. 31 seconds left on the clock, and Vince Aguirre gets her second of the game. Oh, and they waved that one off. Excuse me, folks. I was already writing down the time and place. We're going to cross that one out. Sorry about that, Ginger. 20 seconds now on the clock, and play for your last shot. Is she going to try it again? Nope. She backs it out one more time. Oh, that's a great pass in traffic. Beautiful pass. That was Lawton fielding it, and they waved that one off, too. Holy cow. I'm going to talk to Ken post-game and get an explanation on these. Anyway, that winds us out of the first quarter, but before we break, folks, Bouvier Prepare provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide personalized plan for success. So contact them at Bouvier Prepare, B-O-U-V-I-E-R, prepare @gmail.com, or dial them up at 603-465-1102. They're going to take a quick break. I'm going to pause for one drop of water, and we'll see you at the backside. Folks, thanks for being with us.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Hey, welcome back to the Highlight Guys presentation of NHIAA D1 Girls Lacrosse. Rich McDonough here with the Highlight Guy, my man Steve Cody. It is 2-1 for the visiting defending champs Portsmouth Clippers after our first quarter. And we, on the strength, Pinkerton got out early, 1-0, less than 2 minutes into the game. Portsmouth responded with a couple goals of its own on the strength of Ginger Vinciguerra and Reagan Lawton. Opening up the scoring for Pinkerton was Delaney Summers. All the first teamers, all the All-Americans are making their statement early on. And before we get going, let's talk about Earth Tech Systems again. Local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems, so for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install, no repairs, too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Great sponsor of ours. Thank you, guys. All right, we got our second 12 minutes on the clock here at Pinkerton, home of the Astros. Astros are down, as we said, by 2-1 to the defending champs. For their part, last year, Pinkerton, they went 12-6. They got the 5th seed, but then they lost to Souhegan 10-8 in the quarterfinals. Souhegan went on to lose to Portsmouth, and that was a Curro sisters battle. Epic one, 10-8, and as we just said, Portsmouth went on to win it all. All right, carrying the ball with some speed out of the gate is Hannah Lazauskas, coach's daughter. We expect her to be fantastic, and she lives up to it. She's going to Notre Dame, but not playing lacrosse. Boy, we're going to see, we're going to miss number 16 playing ball, but she's going to a fantastic college right there. And, you know, they're doing great things on every area, academically, you name it. But Hannah Lazauskas has been awesome for New Hampshire lacrosse, and she will be so again this year. All right, patiently working from below GLE right there. Little bit of a two-player game, sort of. They're looking to pass, and that's a nice pick-off right there by Sage Boussiere. You see she kept her stick low behind the crossbar and then sprang up, kind of like whack-a-mole. She gets up and down, and she picks that one off. And now Runke, the speedy Runke, walking the dog. There's a real legit walk the dog right there. Runke knows what she's doing. She's got it all down pat. She's bringing that game to Loyola. All right, Portsmouth spins it around, looking for something to create topside. Won't be surprised to see it go below. Here we go, below GLE, and back it out. So you see everybody far side. They get away from the ball, and that's a little bit of a cross check right there. And accordingly, Lily Patterson's going to take it from the we're out at the 12-meter fan again. This is where you pass. You don't take shots from out there. Crazy. That's a long read. And Runke, she draws two. Looked to split initially. Thought better of it. Good job by Runke. High IQ right here for Portsmouth. They understand when to go and when not to go. And again, back it out. Hit the reset switch. Better we have it than they have it. All right, here's Runke one more time. And they've got her lined up early. They know exactly what to do. They're ushering her into the gap right there and inviting her to split it. And that forces outside shots when you take away your top player. Nice job by Pinkerton. Well coached by Katie Blair in her 4th season. Oh, that's a terrific trail check right there by Maddie Houghton. Turnover. I got to tell you, players who are away from the ball, they have to say man on or player on, defender on. They've got to let them know. And then, whoa, big windup right there. Hit the pipe was Reagan Lawton, and that bounces out wide, 20 yards away from the cage. Too much contact right there, and that's going to give them a reset on the clear. Pinkerton. I tell you, folks, kids, if you're running with the ball, you think you're in open space, trailing defenders love straight lines. Give them a little zigzag once in a while. Don't want to get chopped down from behind, and if you're not with the ball, you've got to tell your teammate that you've got pressure coming up on behind. Call it out. All right, 8:58 on the clock. Still 2-1 in favor of the visiting Clippers. I coached against the Clippers many, many times when I was coaching Hollis Brookline, and I shortened it up to Clips. It's a heck of a team. Boys team defending champs as well. And they're looking to repeat under the leadership of Chad Vischer, who has been at Portsmouth for 1,000 years now. All right, good carry right behind there. Nice roll by Mia Ackerman. She's going to Austin P, D1. There are D1 players all over the field here. Oh, nice little jab step right there, but not going for the fake. Good job by Ava Barrows. Kept her feet and just watched the hips. Yep, another little chuck or a push. And we got the deepest hash right. They're going to go below GLE. There are 2 dots 5 yards below GLE for a restart. And that's where we start from there. If you haven't entered the critical scoring area, then you're going to have to go below GLE. Well, that's a good skip pass right there, but better knockdown there by Vince Aguirre. And a heck of a ground ball right there by Reagan Lawton. Wow. And you see the physical running style of Lawton. Both Lawton sisters can go. Here comes Runke. She's not going to waste any time. She looks to shoot the near, and then she fakes and drives and shoots the far post. And Runke, the Loyola-bound senior, gets Portsmouth on the scoreboard here again in the third period. That's her first of the day, and that makes it 3-1 for the Clips. We had 2 goals waved off there. So, hey, are you looking to play in college? Hope so. But if yes, let the highlight guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos, film sporting events, and live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by colleges. With the highlight guy, you are the star. So let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email my man Steve Cody at steve@thehighlightguy.com, all one word, no hyphens or anything, and you'll get started. Steve does it best in the business here in New Hampshire and beyond. All right, a clean draw control win right there. Reagan Lawton comes away with it. Pinkerton looking to set up shop, elevating up over the GLE. And Vince Aguirre fires that lefty pass inside, and a save. That one, that was like a seeing eye lacrosse ball right there. Rory McElroy had a few of those last Sunday, and look where he is. All right, yeah, good job getting back, and the switch, and the Portsmouth defense repels that clearing attempt and entry into the attacking third of the field. Good job by Portsmouth. Good job by the Astros hanging on to a loose ball. And we got a whistle at 6:40 and counting. Again, it's 3-1 here at the home of the Astros. Visiting Portsmouth Clippers, defending champs, are up. They're on a 3-goal run after trailing 1-0 early. Couldn't see the call from here, but it's definitely going to, we're going to the free possession here. And that is going to be the all-everything Hannah Lazowska. She's got a good first step. Good defense there. Boy, they closed the gap in a hurry, and that was Runke. So you got All-American quality on All-American. And gets the dirt. We got yet another whistle. And we're going to stay here, folks. We're going to do it over again. This time it's below GLE. Pinkerton will look to create. Oh, wide open for just a second there was Francesca Doyle. Oh, and that one finds its way in past the excellent Bussiere. And at 5:46, Pinkerton does what it needs to do on that possession. And they close the 2-goal gap to 1. Great job right there. Sometimes you just got to create from below GLE and look topside, get your cutters, pick and pick away. And Pinkerton is able to do just that. Nice job. And we thought it was Suki Folsom, just wanted to wait for the official call. It was quite a, couldn't see her through the trees right there. She was getting all the high fives, so we wanted to assume, but we won't go through the old rule when you assume. All right, back to the draw circle we go. Now 3-2 in favor of the visiting Clippers. All right, Abel Micheline in there instead of Perkins, and she does a good job. That 50-50 ball ended up in her cross. She carries the ball now top side of that 12-meter fan. Ooh, good aggressive defense by Portsmouth. They came prepared with knockdown drills clearly for Coach JoJo Curro. And we got another whistle at 5:15. Lots of whistles because we're playing lots of aggressive defense today and athletes who can play aggressive defense, and that'll happen. It's just hard play. It's not cheap play or anything like that. It's just hard play, very athletic, experienced teams. Lots of upper class players on both squads. Oh, that's a good move in traffic. No doubt about it. Hannah Lazaskas, she got low, she got gnarly, and got through her defender. Once she cleared hip and got down the slot on the right side, number 16 leaves no doubt, folks. Tie it up at 3-3 at the 4:50 mark here at Pinkerton Memorial Stadium. That was a good possession. And before we break for commercial, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. She can assist you with all your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire, so contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email deb@thedowgroup.com, just like her husband, Steve Cody. No hyphens, no dots, or anything like that. deb@thedowgroup.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll join you back in 60 seconds, folks.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium here, home of the Astros. Host Pinkerton Astros in NHIAA Girls Division I Lacrosse fell behind 3-1, and in their last couple offensive possessions have knotted the game up at 3. We have 4:50 left in our second quarter, our first half, and it has been all that has been advertised. I thought we might have a higher scoring game, but there's such good athletes and defenders on both squads and good goalies that it shouldn't be any surprise. Got a pair of D1 caliber athletes, D1 commit in Ginger Vinciguerra, number 4 for the Clippers, going up against Anna Perkins, who is all everything for Pinkerton, and just comes from great lacrosse DNA. Probably shoot it on each other in the backyard. Gotta love that. Kind of like the McDonough house. All right, that's a good win right there. Finds the stick of Francesca Doyle, Franny. And again, she's going to, I forgot to mention when we talked about her earlier, she's going to play at URI, Rhode Island, and Division I. And her sister, Justine, is a senior on the New Haven Chargers. I've called New Haven sports, that's the NE10 down there. They have some high quality sports overall in lacrosse, women's lacrosse in particular. Also, a bunch of top 20 teams in the men's and women's division in college, not the least of which was Adelphi and our own St. Anselm, not far away from us. All right, 4 minutes even, and the restart comes for the Astros. Handling it right there was Eckerman. Well, that's a pretty good drive in traffic and beating Boussiere. There's another crowd around there, and it looked like it was Francesca Doyle. Nope. Number 2, excuse me. I took a goal. That's Mia Eckerman. We just mentioned her. She's headed to D1 Austin P. She's a senior, and she puts the Astros in front, 4-3. That was a terrific quick possession right there. We got 3:50 on the clock, so 1 minute has elapsed since the last goal, and Pinkerton, which was behind 3-1, now finds itself up 4-3. Hey, if you like what you're seeing and hearing with our live stream, and you think you'd like to advertise with the Highlight Guy or just want more information, please go ahead and contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com. If you get involved with that, we can do more of these good broadcasts and get higher quality stuff going on. Oh, pretty good as it is right now. Again, Rich McDonough here with the Highlight Guy, Steve Cody. That's a nice win. Portsmouth needed that one We saw an almost identical win for Pinkerton on the last possession. Now Clippers get to ply their trade. There's a Clipper reference. Trade, Clippers, All right. McDonough put the cheesy jokes away. Boy, that was a hard, aggressive hit right there by Eckerman, who just got herself that goal. And free possession coming up for the Clips. Oh, that was a pretty good move off a first step and a drive right there by Lily Patterson, talented junior. Clips hang on to it after that shot. Boy, but that one was a golden opportunity. Here comes Runke getting into traffic, fighting through a shot, putting it in the back of the net, and will not be denied is number 17. And Portsmouth knots it up at 4, 2:55 on the clock. So we've had 3 goals in just under 2 minutes. Latest one courtesy of the second goal from Morgan Runke. And you see why she's going to Loyola. Lots of talent. She's very physical, clearly hits the gym, and she ends up, taking all kinds of contact, clean checks by the Astros defenders. They're good at it, and they're just as physical. And she was able to shoot through the check, and that's what you got to do, young folks. Yeah, you take a little bit of a bump and a grind here and there, and that's what ice packs are for. Shoot through it, get yourself a goal. All right, back to the dot we go. It's been even. Oh, that's a great win. Beautiful, beautiful win right there for Pinkerton. Oh, great speed coming around topside there for Elise Collins. She's going to D2 Charleston in West Virginia. Going to tee it up for the Golden Eagles down there. Kind of my old neck of the woods growing up in Maryland. We still knew how to barbecue, though. All right, out at the 12-meter. Pinkerton gets the restart at 2:20 on the clock and counting here in our second period and our first half. 12-minute quarters in high school ball. If you've been watching college ball, they do 15s. All right, and that was a smart back out of traffic right there. Won't go in there, won't go in the books, but Delaney Summers understanding where she is, and that's a good look at the goal. Just goes wide left for Delaney Summers. She gave up that drive on the first one, gave it back to her right side, and then cut. There was lots of open space, and that shows you IQ and coaching right there, folks. Nice job by Summers. All right, again, good IQ backing it out is Lazaskas. Rich Lazaskas, I'm sure, he'd hear none of it if she didn't back it out right there. Oh, and there's a real good low save by Sage Boussiere. That's why she earned her 200th the other day. And she will be in contention for All-State again and possibly All-America honors. Very good technical goaltending. She kept her feet still, folks. If you're watching at home, if you're a young goalie, or even if you're a shooter, she kept her feet still, kept her hips square to the ball. Excellent riding right there. That's what you call playing defense when the other team's trying to clear it. You're called riding, and that was pretty good ride. Portsmouth figured it out, got your 2-on-1s, and now they're down the field in their attacking third. 1 minute even in the first quarter here at Memorial, home of the Astros. We are tied in a game that we had hoped would be close. Oh, that's a good look, and looking at the cage too early. Oy, that hurts. That was a pretty good pass. Delisle looked at the net before she knew it was in her cross, which is why, as Coach Mack, I always said, if you got to look it in, because if you don't have it, you don't have it. So make sure you have it. All right, good job backing it out one more time is Lazaskas, and she looks to set up shop. She takes some contact from the hard approaching Reagan Lawton. Couple of tough athletes right there. Good gritty play both ways. A little skip pass right there, finds its way over to Micheline. Oh, and a look inside that hits somebody. It was a deflection. And we got an defensive foul. Shooting space. But it was out where the ball left. It was outside the 8 meter, so we go to the 12. 9, 8 on the clock. Oh, putting it on the dirt. Oh, almost handled in tight right there by Lazaskas. That's probably going to run us out of the corner as the crumbs and the crumb chase, the Easter egg hunt was on. Boy, what an exciting first half of ball. We started at 0-0. We exit the first half at 4-4. Two of the best teams in the state came to play today, and we're lucky to be bringing to you thehighlightguy.com. Rich McDonough here with my buddy Steve, the Highlight Guy. We're going to take 10 minutes as the ladies do the same, and we'll see you on the backside. So glad you're with us, everybody.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the Water Furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The Highlight Guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
NHIAA Division I Girls Lacrosse. The HighlightGuy.com is bringing you all the action today. I'm the sidekick, Rich McDonough here. We had a great first half, back and forth, little games of runs here and there, and we are at 4-4 with these two top teams. Expect to see them deep in the postseason unless some catastrophic thing happens. I don't expect it. These players are experienced. They know each other, so well coached up and down the sidelines. Early on, it was Pinkerton taking the 1-goal lead, 1-0 off the stick of Delaney Summers. And then Portsmouth battled back with a 3-goal run, making it 3-1. Then it knotted up, 3-2, 3-3. Morgan Runke for Portsmouth got 2 goals in that first half, and she knotted it up at 4-4 with 2:55 remaining. Just a great back and forth game, some solid goaltending and draw controls. Very important. Here we go one more time. Firing and punching out was Vince Aguirre. And rap on the knuckles right there. No thanks from behind, and now Runke picks it up, the 2-goal scorer in the first half. Prolific scorer in her own right, scored 4 goals against Winnicott the other night. But again, Portsmouth had 2 opening games against D2 schools. Good as they are, Portsmouth is the defending D1 champ. All right, getting out of the game. That's a real good face dodge and a real good drive to get things started. Lily Patterson, she misses wide right, but it's a good look. Lacrosse is about generating good looks. They don't all go in, but do your best to get a good clean shot and or shoot through traffic, and you got a chance for success. Vince Aguirre with that great step. Draws contact. She's going to the free po line at the 8-meter. 11:06 on the clock, and Vince Aguirre, the Pitt-bound senior, all-stater, all-American caliber, has that great first step. Let's see what she does with it from the second hash. Oh, she elects to go. No change of the planes. That was a good read. And for Sarah DiClemente, who's going to Coastal Carolina, that's an easy read for her. She didn't have to move her bucket at all, but she stayed square to the ball. And that is what I call yip-free goaltending, ladies and gentlemen. Nice job, goalie to goalie. Sometimes you just got to hang in there. All right, back on offense go the Astros for their first possession of the second half, our third quarter. There were no penalties. Lots of free pos and violations, but no cards were given. And if we get one, clean half, but we'll talk about what each card means for everybody. Keep your eyes on yellow and green. They matter most. You rarely see a red card. All right, Portsmouth with some good defense early on. It looks like Emery Lawton's picking that up across the field. You could jog there in about 8 minutes from this press box here at Memorial. All right, Lawton runs down. She does pretty much a punt return. She gives it up to her sister, who carries it into the 12-meter, sets up shop and backs it out as Portsmouth looks to create for its second possession. So I said something earlier. You had that good shot look by Vince Aguirre. She didn't change planes. Oh, that's a good look and probably a pretty good trail check there by Pinkerton. You want to change planes. Look high, go low. Do a bounce shot. If your release point is low or mid, you want to bring it up or worm burn it right there. Don't make it easy on the goalie. I always say make the goalie make 2 saves, and that's coming from a goalie and a goalie coach. All right, that's a good pass inside. Wheels and turns was Lawton, Reagan Lawton on this one. 9:05 on the clock, and it goes off the end line. Clippers were closest to the ball. Oh, that's a good move. Little drop step and getting under and getting topside, get to the island. Can't get the drop there. I think DiClemente was in position to stop that, but it was moot because it trickled wide of the cage near side of our camera. Not only produced, but ably manned by Steve Cody, the highlight guy. 8:40 on the clock. We're still at 4s. Number 4 is Vince Aguirre. She has the ball right now for the Clippers. Lights just came on. If it gets a little darker, heavier cloud cover, those lights will help. Oh, nice move right there. Wow, I think it was Lily Patterson. Nope. It was Runke. Yeah, we just saw an All-American at work. So she's got her hat trick, folks. She's had 3 of the last 6 goals both ways, and she puts, number 17, puts them up 5-4, 8:25 on the clock in the third quarter. And the Clips from PHS making the drive from the seacoast get themselves a lead. I think that's their first lead since they were up 1-0. All right, and Vince Aguirre lining up one more time. Getting up to the dot there with Ava Micheline. We've seen Ava make some real good play at the dot right here, number 5. Anna Perkins came in, everything at the dot, and it's so good when you have two who can get it done. This one goes straight up and down. Good tap to get it loose, creating that 50-50 ball. Oh, that's a good way to use your body. Way to use your body, Micheline. Get some space. Can't get it done, but you saw good lacrosse IQ. Use your body as your own pick, your shield, and create yourself some space for the ball. Couldn't get that one done, but we'll see that again, and my guess is she'll pick up her fair share of GBs. Ground balls, GBs, they win games. Oh, big skip pass going topside, unable to handle it right there was Patterson. Watched her run the other day. She's real fast. Number 11. That one sails high. That's Runke again. Did you see the speed on that? You probably couldn't even see it. And that one sails over the goal, and DiClemente is probably crossing herself right about now. That one had some sizzle. Oh, that's a great drive to the island. Holy cow. Blink your eye in a hurry. And Georgia Bouvier, known for her passing, she gets topside, gets to the island, turns. Once she had her defender beat, and we see our first yellow card of the game. Couldn't see why. For now, the goal is staying on the board. I think it was a post-goal foul. And at 7:29, Portsmouth Clippers, defending champs, flex a muscle here in the third, and they go up by 2. So Georgia Bouvier gets on the board. She had 2 goals the other night against Winnicott. Oh, excuse me, she had 2 assists. That's her game. But she showed she's got a great first step, did a little mini face dodge. And the yellow card goes against Pinkerton. And that's Suki Folsom taking it. And there'll be no face to start this possession because it was post-goal, post-whistle, dead ball foul. Ooh, try and force it in inside. Don't want to do that, kids. Unable to handle that, of course, is Lily Patterson. That's just too much to ask. Yeah, you're 7-on-6 for a minute. It was a yellow card, excuse me, so it's 2 minutes. That's a 2-minute penalty. And Pinkerton, for now, they got to fight through this. They're player down for the next probably minute and a half. And that means you just got to do a whole lot of running. He who fight and run away, live to fight another day. That's kind of what you want to do, unless you've got your opponent outmatched. And obviously these two girls' teams are evenly matched and then some. So spin it, get it in and out, get it around, get it away from trouble. And if you're Portsmouth, and we got a timeout. That's a good timeout right there. Good job. High quality timeout right there. Get your players a breather. Figure out how best to stay with the ball. You don't want to give the possession over and let Portsmouth go to work. Hey, stay up to date with all the Highlight Guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games that you want to see. Just go to YouTube, search the Highlight Guy, hit subscribe. I know I did. We thank you in advance. Anytime we can hit subscribe, get some more audience, we can do more good work for NHIAA sports in this whole region. Lots of fun. High-quality video productions. Also, thanks again to our EarthTech Systems sponsors. They are awesome for us. They're a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So, for all your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. As we always say, no install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Wow, 6:30 on the clock, and we have seen tons and tons of action here. We expected it. We hoped for it. We're not disappointed. Been a little game of mini runs, and 2 of the best teams in all of NHIAA D1 girls lacrosse are here, and they knew exactly what they had to do. The game plans, I got to talk a little bit about it with some coaches in advance, They both acknowledge they have team speed. Portsmouth was going to throw a little zone man combo as it fits, but their feeders, Bouvier, Delisle, they're very good, and they get the opponent's ball watching. But Pinkerton knows that, and they were clearly disciplined coming into the game, prepped by Katie Blair, Bailey Freeman, and Rich Lazauskas. And they have run a really good coaching game plan to the T so far. You want to keep this within scoring distance. Yeah, sure, on paper you're the underdog, but it's your home field. And good place to have your home opener here in 2025. Again, Pinkerton is ranked number 4 in the NHIAA poll. Say that 10 times fast. And the defending champs ranked number 1, looking to defend their title. So far, so good if you're Portsmouth, but my guess is they probably felt like they have a little bit more of an advantage, but the athletic Pinkerton, patient Pinkerton Astros came to play, and they're running their game plan to a T so far. Great job by both squads in preparing and executing. All right, Pinkerton comes out of the timeout, 6:26 on the clock, looking to chew. They still have a player in the box in the sin bin for that 2-minute yellow card. We believe that it was Suki Folsom who took it. Right now, it's Ashley Clouthier serving in the box. You can have an in-home if you like to. All right, handling the ball right now is Elise Collins. Again, she's going to Charleston, West Virginia to play for the Golden Eagles down there. Oh, that's a good trail check by Portsmouth. 6 o'clock even. Off to the races go the Clippers. And it is one of the Lawton twins, Emery this time, carrying the ball up with some pace. She's got her sister parked a little close. You want to get yourself a little bit more space right there and give a ball carrier some room and make yourself dangerous as a target on a pass. Here comes Vince Aguera, great shooter, big first step, and got a little bit of shooting space right there. So Vince Aguera will go to that third hash mark to the right. Those hash marks are 5 yards apart. And at 5:29, we'll see what the talented Vince Aguera can do with this one. She shot high to high on the last one. And the talented DiClemente's ready in the 6x6. Big first step, going across the goal mouth, and that's exactly what you do. You bring the goalie off her center of gravity, shoot back against the grain once she commits. That is a heady job right there by Vince Aguera. That's why she's going D1 Pitt, folks. And number 4 has her second of the game, 5:13 on the clock, and it is now a 3-goal spread for the visiting Clippers in the burgundy and gold right there. Hey, we talked about them earlier. Bouvier Prepare provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. Contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com. Dial them up, 603-465-1102. All right, to the draw circle we go. Clean win by Vince Aguera. She's done that mini walk the dog 3 times today. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan. That's old school. All right, 5 minutes even on the clock. 7-4 in favor of the Clippers. Looking to double up the lead on this possession. They've had good, patient possessions, and then you saw Vince Aguera with that incredibly long stride. That first step got her away from the squeeze defense and got her through toward from top side of island to island. That's the bottom side of each slot. And she got DiClemente moving and shot back. Talented play by a talented player. You expect that. All right, getting tons of whistles when we've had it in the attacking third and inside the critical scoring area. This one goes out to the 12-meter fan. It's going to be Runke at the top. Got to step just outside. Clip your toenails, you can get even closer. All right, Runke, as we said, very physical, athletic player. Headed to Loyola. She's got the ball now, looking to create some more offense for the Clippers. And off ball, we got too much contact, probably, yeah, either that or 3 seconds right there. That is the danger when you get into that backer. How long can you hold it? You got to stay within a yard of your mark. All right, and there's Runke. Big windup, misses left. She went across her upper body right there and pulled it to her left. Missed opportunity right there. That one went in the cage, but the whistle occurred before the release. 3:27 on the clock, which is now stopped as they sort this out. Now it's running. All right, getting the ball is Lily Patterson. She is a junior attacker, and she is speedy. Watch the first step here. Oh, and good squeeze right there by the Pinkerton defense, and then a nice backup. Ain't gonna go in the books, folks, but backing up that shot on defense. Beautiful job right there. Give him the ball. You got 4-on-4 right now. Oh, and that one had a chance, but that ball sailed off the top of the stick. It was rattling around in the stick, and unable to control it was Summers at the last second. Consequently, the ball went skyward, and she was looking to the heavens herself, going, what the heck happened right there? All right, now Lawton's got the ball back as she approaches the offensive third. She's inside the restraining line right there and gets just outside the 12-meter where Portsmouth looking to set up shop. 2:31 on the clock. 7-4 on the board for the visiting Clippers. Vinciguerra with it. Like a good point guard in basketball, she always has her chin up, looking to create. She draws so many slides and so much attention that she's able to pick the backside frequently. Right there, we had ball watching going on right there. Vinciguerra is unable to hang on to it. Good job coming up with it. It was Elise Collins. And she's able to get it opposite side of the field, and down the alley we go. Good job right there. Nice clear and a necessary clear. Summers has the ball, gets inside, and looking to set up shop on offense. 150, we're under 2 in the third. And the girls in white looking to create. I think they need a good trip right here. If not a goal, at least a real good look at it. Again, a good look at the goal is really important. That's good offense. They don't all go in. Sometimes a goalie makes a great save, but when you get a good look, it leaves your defense thinking. That's a nice feed to the cutting. Looked like Ashley Clouthier, unable to hang on to it. Back to the Clippers it goes. And again, we've seen it all day long. This team has team speed at every single position. Oh, that's a good feed between two defenders who are riding right there. Carrying away is Lawton. She gets it checked away. My guess is she was looking to cut that one back once she got around hip side. And this time it's going to come out to the 12-meter, and Reagan Lawton starts it from there. We're under 1 minute, 50 seconds on the clock. She passes back to her left. And Portsmouth, plenty of time to run one good play or even get two good looks at the goal here. Boy, and making this 8-4 going to the fourth would be huge for Coach Currow and her Portsmouth Clippers. Vinciguerra with it. Nice crisp passing going around. Patterson tries to create, gets checked, ball down to the carpet, and looked like a pretty clean check right there. Ken has the call. Oh, good ride right there. Very good ride by Delisle. And that's what knockdown drills are all about, folks. Oh, DiClemente just launches it. Wow, that's a Gilman. 9, we got time, 8 seconds on the clock. Moonball goes up. Just the question what you do with the catch ball. Oh, elevate and release. That's what you hope for right there. Ooh, a little bit of a twister at the buzzer. Oh, and that was amazing series right there. Delaney Summers couldn't handle it, got good defense from the top side, but what did she do? She went Canadian on us, folks. Tried the little twister with the back, and boy, that was a nice little look by the Pinkerton Astros. That's some mojo as you go to the break. We're going to do the same while they take 2. Rich McDonough here with the highlight guy. After 3, it is 7-4 Portsmouth. Plenty of action on deck. Glad you're with us.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the 2 well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when they call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
And welcome back, everybody, to the campus of Pinkerton Academy, Memorial Stadium here. Home of the Astros. I've been here a lot of times as a coach and as a BG dad, and love being with you. This is Rich McDonough, thehighlightguy.com, bringing you NHIAA Division I girls lacrosse. Two of the top teams in the state, giving us no surprises in that we have a great game. It's 7-4. The defending champs are up on the Pinkerton Astros, treating their hosts rudely. And a game of runs. Pinkerton got up 1-0 early. We had a nice game of runs, goals from your all-stars, goals from a couple of unlikely some surprise candidates. And Portsmouth made a nice little run on the strength of Vince Aguirre on a free possession and some good looks in the cage and some settled offense in that third quarter. And then both teams tried to flex their muscle at the draw control circle. And that's where it all starts, folks. If you don't have possession, you don't have the rock, and you can't put it in the back of the net. A good start right here. Great job right there. You expect it out of Anna Perkins. Just met her brother, Owen, who's the talented sophomore goalie. And we had a quick goalie-to-goalie discussion. It is a brother and sisterhood among the crazy goalies here in the game of lacrosse. Ooh, hard hit going down. Feeling, I believe that's Lawton. Clock stops at 11:37. Again, 12-minute quarters in girls and boys lacrosse at the high school level. And you see Coach JoJo Curro jogging onto the field. It's not Lawton, it is Blanketsop. Talented first-year player. Looked like she was grabbing her leg. And we hope you're okay, kiddo. While we're at it, let's talk about Earth Tech Systems again, one of our best sponsors. They're a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Eartech Systems' goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems. So for your heating or cooling needs, contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com, where no install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green technology and HVAC technology. Terrific company, and thanks for your ongoing support, Earth Tech. And it looks like Blanketsop is going to be feeling that for a bit. She's reaching the small of her back. And we watched her play the other day. First-year player, tons of talent, and fast for a first-year player. And my guess is she's going to be back in a couple minutes. As we said earlier, that is what ice packs are all about. Yeah, she'll be back. She's tough. We watched her play, and she's got game. All right, we'll get a few small repairs and a substitute, and Portsmouth will start the ball in topside at 11:36, farthest away from our camera. Always ably manned by Steve Cody. All right, handling the ball right there is Emery Lawton, the Lawton sophomore sisters, making their mark on Portsmouth early on. Vince Aguirre attacks with that left hand, thinks better of it, good defense in tight. Now watch the backer side if you got it. Yeah, they're straight up player to player right now. Now we got a little squeeze game going on. There's your backer, Parker Knowlton. And I'll tell you what, if you're a backer in women's or girls lacrosse, you are going to eat 2 dinners tonight. There's no doubt. You just got to let it all go. And here comes Runke. She gets squeezed. Nice job putting I always called it the squeeze. Oh, that's a good take right now, but I think it hit the pipe or side of the net. more pipe than anything else. That was a real good look by Vince Aguirre, 10:38. This has been a good possession so far. Here comes Runke. Oh, that's a good face dodge. She took pressure and brought it back across her body. Again, Portsmouth's getting all the lucky bounces right now. Oh, that's a great wheel around in traffic by Lawton. Good catch. And these two sophomore sisters are going to do some serious damage. I won't say in the future. They're doing some damage right now. This is a good pairing for Coach Curro. Oh, that's a nice look inside to the other Lawton. She wheels, and she hits post. Goalie's best friend. Mark it down, folks. Once you clear that ball, give that pipe a thank you. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a great clearing throw. Good pickup by Eckerman. Sarah DiClemente with that BB of a pass. Nice job. That was my strength as a goalkeeper, was long passes. Heavy hit. That one, shooting space violation. And we're going to get a card of some variety because it did make contact upstairs. That's a 2-minute. It's a yellow card. This is really important if you're wearing white right now. You got a 2-minute foul on Portsmouth, and it looks like it was Abby Stacy. And we called her name a few times on D the other day. Good player. But that one was too much contact up high. Dead center of the free po arc we go. 8 meters out. Jab step, and then wheel. Ooh, we got a midpoint release point right there. Nice job, nice pull. That's a good look at it. And Suki Folsom just couldn't connect that one. She's asking for the ball. She wants it back. Fakes the pick and goes through. Oh, left side. How much lefty do we have? And that's a beautiful topside move. Couldn't get the slide in time with the player down situation. And 9:18 on the clock, folks. That's an important possession and an important player up goal right there. Good job by a disciplined offense. And that takes the lead from 7-4 to 7-5. Again, 9:18 on the clock. And yeah, that's what. Yeah, we thought it was Hannah Lazauskas. Just wanted to wait for the official call here. Always better to be right than wrong. All right, we're going to the dot. This is important. Big. If you're the Astros, you got to get possession again and again and make the most out of it when you get into settled O. And certainly if you can get some transition looks, let it rip. That's a good move by Vince Aguirre to go back. Finds the stick of Lawton. She carries it away. Goes through the restraining line. Looks to set up shop at the left alley nearest our camera. All right, Portsmouth might want to run a little clock. Looks like they want to run a little clock, but I tell you what, when you sometimes take your foot off the gas and go too long with it, you can take yourself out of your offensive rhythm. All right, a little bit of a push right there, a little ticky-tack, but it's going to get a quick restart. All right, this one goes behind. Looking to create from behind is the good passing Bouvier. That finds Runke. And we got a shooting space violation. So what that is, folks, we don't have helmets in girls and women's lacrosse. You can't just get in the way of the shot. It's too dangerous. And Runke, her shot is too fast. I don't want it to hit me. Look at that move across topside. Mirror image of what she did on the last one. And we got a good, they waved that one off? Nope. Goes through. They're counting it. And we got a card with a shooting space violation again. Wow. So Morgan gets her 4th goal of the day. She makes it 8-5. And Pinkerton is going to go to the box as well. It looks like Franny Doyle is going to have a seat. It was a yellow card, so it's a 2-minute variety. The green card is a 1 minute. And yeah, the call came after the goal, but what are they going to rule? Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's a. So they said there was a violation on the dead ball. That means we got no face-off. Excuse me, draw control, face-off. I'm men's lacrosse, boys lacrosse for eons. Sorry, I'm doing pretty well with the draw control nomenclature. All right, Portsmouth backs it out, up 8-5, and we just ticked under 8 minutes here. Rich McDonough for the highlight guy. This has been a great game. Again, two teams you expect to see deep into tournament time, but that's why we go through a season. Anything can happen. Playing a little bit chase right there was Eckerman. Got her stick on the ball, deflection, played the miss with Portsmouth. That's just a fall down. Hit the turf monster, no foul. Lawton went down, trying to sell it, no dice. All right, we got 3-on-3. Trailer makes it 3-on-4. Smart, back it out. Again, better we have it than they have it, and you still got a player in the sin bin. Yeah, and there's a cross check right there. So we'll go to the free possession. 2 hashes to the right of center. Pinkerton, this is a golden opportunity, especially when your player down. Go across crease, dump it in. Same thing that Runke just did twice. And Pinkerton was taking notes. They know how to get the all-state goalie moving. And at that point, when you got no help, it's game over. Chalk it up, folks. 6:56 on the clock. And Pinkerton Academy has taken what looked to be Portsmouth's momentum as they were. It was Lazauskas again. We said that, but Portsmouth looked like it had all kinds of momentum, was pulling away, tied it up, 1-goal lead, 2-goal lead, 3-goal lead, and Pinkerton is fighting back. Lots of credit to the Astros right now for teeing up the defending champs and never quitting on a ball or a goal or a defensive opportunity. Great job, terrific coaching. All right, Vince Aguirre looked initially to win that, but we got it whistled down. I think we're going to have a redraw. Probably neither of them waited till the whistle right there. Won't speculate, although I just did. All right, so they tee it up again. That's Perkins and Vince Aguirre going at it. Two of the best in New Hampshire getting it done here on the highlight guy today. Oh, 50-50 ball goes down to the carpet. That's a good pickup off the drop by Eckerman. Boy, that was a critical draw control win right there. And Lazauskas picks it up. She gets lots of contact, draws it from Maddie Houghton. Again, she's going to Oregon. All right, Lazauskas with all that talent. This is a big opportunity. Go across, and a pretty darn good check right there by Emery Lawton. Ball's on the dirt, getting it outside. Good job redirecting it by Portsmouth. Oh, going across the crease. That's dangerous, but Portsmouth with that pinpoint passing knows what they're doing. Great job getting it down. Headed for the alley is the other Lawton sister, Reagan Lawton. She gets to the top of the alley, slows things down, takes her foot off the gas. And it looks like JoJo Curro for Portsmouth has called a timeout for the Clippers. They're 5:40 on the clock here at Memorial. All right, the girls are going to take a quick break. We're going to do the same, get some Hall's Mentholyptus, and see if we can keep going for you. Rich McDonough, the highlight guy, here at Portsmouth at Pinkerton. Great game. We'll see you on the backside.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
And welcome back to Pinkerton Academy, everybody. Rich McDonough for the highlight guy, bringing you NHIAA D1 Week 1 girls lacrosse here. 2 of the top teams in the state, showing why they are. This has been a game loaded with talented players, gritty players, great coaching. A lot of terrific passing, and we've seen some seriously good goaltending. And the big difference, we're at 8-5 here with the visiting defending champ Portsmouth Clippers are up on the Astros. But the big difference in the second half has been clean draw control wins and then capitalizing on free possession opportunities. Both squads, the nod going to the ladies in burgundy and gold right now coming in from the coast. But boy, Pinkerton fought back when it seemed like Portsmouth had them maybe on the ropes, a couple of rib punches. They punch right back, and Pinkerton is right in the game here with 5:40 on the clock coming out of the Portsmouth timeout. And I tell you, I was watching the body language here for the Astros. They look confident. They had a good game plan coming in. Took a couple of, unfortunate free possession calls in the third quarter. They're going to right that ship and keep the Clippers off that 8-meter line, and I think they got a fighting chance here down the stretch. 5:40, tons of lacrosse. Again, Rich McDonough here for the highlight guy. So happy to be here at Pinkerton. All right, Portsmouth way, way outside, kind of baiting the Astros to come on out. No hurry if you're the Clippers right now. If you're not going to play us, we'll just play catch. No stall warning. And Vince Aguirre, the all-everything for this team, again, headed to Pitt. She just backs it out. If you're not going to play me, I'm just going to hang on to it right here. They've chewed a minute up already. And that's tough. Time is not your friend when you have a talented passing team who is also quick and has great stick skills. Too much contact right there in the corner. We're going to have a quick restart in the backside. 4:30 on the clock and counting. And talented Georgia Bouvier, great passer. Also, you see, she's a terrific runner. Multi-sport athletes on the Portsmouth Clippers. You got track stars, you got hockey players, field hockey, soccer, and the ability, the athletic abilities at all points on the field, it shows. Here's Vince Aguirre, marked up right there by Knowlton. And now we get the pressure coming. Nope. Vince Aguirre with that D1 IQ backs it out, throws it up to the equally talented Bouvier. Great, good sophomore play. Right. Pass was too wide for Runke, and she actually tried to cradle that before she had control. And here come the Astros. Down 2, looking to have the lead. That'd be have the verb. As in cut it in half. 3:35 on the clock, folks. Here come the Astros. Good job carrying it across, but then losing it in traffic. Both players go to the dirt. Looked like they kind of ran into each other, but we're going to get that much context. Some kind of call is going to happen. It's going back to Portsmouth. Just an unfortunate kind of trip up right there. And not going to do a draw control inside the critical scoring area there. Ticking down to 3 minutes, folks. Dropping the ball, unfortunately, with Stahlkamp. She gets the ball back. And we got trapping, riding right now by the Astros. What you got to do, you got to kind of press out, find a mark, and then bracket or squeeze the ball carrier when you can. Don't want to take yourself way out of position with just 2:44 on the clock, but you got to do something now. All right, so everybody's going to get a double here. Here comes next player up. Look at that rotation. That's a good rotation right there, causing havoc. Unable to hang on to it was Ava Brunel. And it's going to go back to the Astros. Really nice rotation off the trap game below GLE. That's below the goal line right there. And that leads to a long pass. That's why you trap. Long pass ensues. You rotate over and cause havoc. All right, here comes a big chance for, wow, going to corner. Big contact right there off of Maddie Houghton. No call. But the Astros retain the ball, and there we go. Into the sphere. You don't want to check into the head area. We call that the sphere. And it's just a safety rule, and it's a wise safety rule. That's a big shot. And Sage Boussier, the all-state goalie, makes a monster save at 1:40 and counting. And the lefty, gets a nice little pass to start the clear. Good check. Oh, that was a pretty good check. That didn't go the way Franny Doyle wanted it, but boy, it looked like a clean check. Anyway, we're going back the other way. Portsmouth has the ball, 1:25 and counting, and they're up 2. And here comes go time if you're on defense. You got to shut off the adjacents, double when you can, get the trap, and force that long skip pass and maybe an interception like last time. Portsmouth, for its part, is going to get to space. They'll get an adjacent or skip pass, that's the next player over, into space and make that pass right there. Here comes Vince Aguirre, talented ball handler in addition to great shooter. And she knows exactly what to do with it. She's done this before, a talented senior going D1. Say the same for number 17, Runke, who's got the ball. She puts it in her left after having it in her right, and she gets to the goal mouth. Bada bing, bada boom, bada back of the net. And all of a sudden, on a good, steady offensive possession, Morgan Runke gets her 5th of the day and creates a 9-6 lead with 41.7 seconds left on the clock, folks. And if you're wearing white, that is a tall, tall order. I've seen 3-goal leads collapse in such time frames, but it's really difficult no matter what level you're at. You got to get instant draw control, instant run down the field, a quick look or a quick pass, and you've got to connect. You've got to change planes on the goaltender and leave no doubt. Wow, don't try to paint it into the net. Just fire it into the net, just like Morgan Runke just did. All right, Vince Aguirre and Perkins will tee it up one more time. Again, 41.7 seconds left on the clock. There are no timeouts, at least that we can see. That may not be right. It might be a stadium clock issue. But here we go. We got a 50-50 ball. Runke's chasing it. Good job there staying with it by Franny Doyle. She comes up with it. Got to find your mark quickly. Get it across crease and put it in the back of the net. Just like I just said, get that draw control. Get a pass. Get it up the field and then look for your next player over. And nice job, and she didn't waste any time, and she left no doubt when that thing left her stick. What a great play by Pinkerton. That took 13 seconds. Like I said, anything's possible in this sport. I've seen it happen before. And I tell you what, Summers just, once she caught that ball, she realized, and no doubt, Coach Blair was hollering from the sidelines, don't waste any time. And nice job right there, doing exactly what you have to do. 28 seconds on the clock after that Summers goal. They got to do a mirror image of that right now. Here comes the win. Ball's on the carpet, carrying it away. Oh, and unable to pick that one up. Clock runs. Get your pass down. Oh, and it was too tall for Summers. Couldn't handle it. Backing into the goalie, and Bussiere knows exactly what to do with it. They're not going to check her. You can't. And she's just hang on. 7 seconds tick. Finally get the squeeze. And in that big bucket, Bussiere is going to run out the clock, folks. She doesn't mind taking a bit of abuse. But, man, what a game. 2 of our top teams in the state have not disappointed today. And just a great game to be part of. Well-coached players, athletic players, clearly a lot of teamwork and team sport. Early on in this first week of the season, I see first, third, maybe mid-season form for a bunch of these players. The cohesiveness is there. They're following a game plan, which is very difficult early on in the season because you play into that kind of rhythm. But, boy, this has been a great one. We're glad we've been able to bring it to you on the highlightguy.com. Stay tuned, and we're going to do our best to get a coach interview post-game. We'd like to get a hold of Coach JoJo Curro and see what her post-game thoughts were. And we'll do our best for you. If you want to stick around, please do. It's always a good conversation with JoJo Curro. Again, this has been Rich McDonough for the highlightguy.com. And so glad we got to home of the Astros here in a great game. Portsmouth Clippers, defending champs, come in, get the job done, and win it 9-7. All right, stay tuned. We'll see if we can get Coach Curro or anybody else on the line, and we'll see you on the backside. Thanks for being with us, everybody.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is a very simple, high-efficiency system made by water furnace. This is the return duct, and we have the unit in place here. This is the water furnace 7 series that's in this home. This is the return air filter. Those are the pipes coming from the non-pressurized flow center. The blower is on the top, the compressor's on the bottom. Very quiet machine. This is a storage tank that makes very warm water. The water goes from this point into an on-demand tankless when there's a call for showers, cooking, etc. So not only is the customer going to save an immense amount of money, they're going from about a $1,300 a year oil bill to be on target right now for about a $300 geothermal bill, and the well is directly under me. If you'd like to learn more, check us out on our website, earthtechsystems.com.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Highlight Guy. This is Rich McDonough. We're at Memorial Field here at Pinkerton. The visiting and defending champs, Portsmouth Clippers, get a good, hard-fought win against a top team in a back-and-forth battle. And I get to talk to a fellow goalie, Sage Bussiere, who had her 200th save on Monday and came up with a huge save down the stretch to ice the game. How'd that one feel?
Pretty good. I mean, just wanted to say calm, keep everyone calm, and I mean, a save's a save. Good, important one, obviously, but like, we got the win. That's what matters.
Hey, it's a brother and a sisterhood, so I was cheering for you from the cage. We had good goaltending play on both ends. That's got to make a game fun. I always thought
Yeah,
so.
definitely. Yeah, she's an incredible goaltender too, and kept it competitive. Pretty low-scoring game for Lacrosse, and
Yeah. And I kind of didn't expect that, but we have athletic teams here today
Yeah.
with well-schooled defenses and good goalkeeping. Good goalkeeping battle. So, and then clearing. You got some good clears, too, in the second half, and then down the stretch, taking advantage of draw controls on the end. In the cage, I know that feels pretty good. Must have for you.
yeah, definitely. We really have been focusing on it, controlling the ball, especially in these moments that matter.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. That's poise out of goaltender. Got to like that. So, looking out in the season, do you think this kind of game, tough, hard-fought battle with a really good team, sets a tone?
Yeah, I think so. It's nice to start it off. Obviously, we might see them again later on, but, you know, we got a big stretch up here coming with a bunch of big games and just keeping the competitive
All right,
nature going. A lot of
Sage
fun.
Boussiere, 200 saves earlier in the week, and goalie to goalie, I admire your game, kiddo.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, and now I get to say hi to Coach Curro. JoJo Curro in her fifth season, fourth if you add COVID there. We talked earlier in the week when you guys had your opening day against HB, and I'm glad the sea breeze isn't, turning us into ice cubes today.
Yeah.
You had to have liked how your players responded when they were down earlier and in a dogfight.
Definitely. It definitely gave, they took a lot of heart, and they really dug deep to really like figure out what do they want this game to be like, and
Sure.
how are they going to do it.
And the draw control game did not disappoint today. What'd you think?
No, it did not. It was definitely, our middies did a great job in the draw, but it was very competitive in there, and it was not given. Nothing was given to us. They had to work really hard.
Again, I mean, you're only 3 games in, but this was a kind of a playoff feel, I think. I said at the end, some mid-season form type of play with cohesive groups of girls on both sides, well coached on both sides. But you got to feel like, this is an important moment, setting the tone for the season.
I think it's important, but it's a great learning experience. Like this is playing in a very competitive game like this, like low scoring, like every possession, every ball really does matter, and we say it, but once we actually do it, we actually can feel that, and then we really start implementing it. So it's good to be in a competitive game.
I always say it may be trite, but it's true.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it really
anyway,
is.
so what are you going to do with your weekend with your team? What do? You look at some tape, say what was good, pick it apart a little, or do you just enjoy? It's Easter weekend.
Yeah, it is Easter. We will have practice this weekend, but
Okay.
definitely looking at what we need to improve on, and really analyzing all sides of the field, and really thinking about what our next competition is. Like we always think just that next game. We don't think further than that. So right now, we're now thinking about Monday.
Well,
so.
quickly, Monday,
Yeah.
4:21, Souhegan at home, and your sister.
Yeah.
Coach or Souhegan, how do you feel looking at Monday?
It's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah.
That's what he kept saying. Today's competitive. Monday's going to be competitive. We got to rise to it. So
Well, when the Curro sisters have a chance to get on the field together, I think it's one we all circle and we kind of enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Curro, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. One more
Absolutely.
time. I hope we get to do it
yeah,
again.
definitely.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you, Coach. I hope
Yeah.
you have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, for everybody, we're at thehighlightguy.com. So today's conversation with the coach, that was Coach Curro, is brought to you by Earth Tech Systems. Their goal is to save you time and money. So go to earthtechsystems.com to learn all about their green geothermal HVAC technology. Rich McDonough for the Highlight Guy, signing off from Memorial Field on the campus of Pinkerton Academy. Thanks for being with us, everybody.